Good morning, and welcome to my Monday messages. I hope you all had a wonderful weekend, doing whatever you were doing. The weather was a little bit patchy here, so we had some lovely moments of sunshine, but pretty cold. I had actually probably one of my coldest sea swims yesterday, which was surprising because I've swum in what seemed to be colder weather before this winter, but yesterday just seemed particularly cold. I still enjoyed it though. So I hope you had something in your weekend that stimulated you and energized you. So today I want to talk about one of the modalities, the health modalities that I am using more and more and more, because I find that my clients who choose to work with me in this way get such profound results. And I was particularly inspired to do this by an absolutely wonderful session that I had with one of my I was going to say favourite. I don't have favourites, but she's up there. She's just a delight to work with. And we've worked together before in the past using homeopathy. And at the moment, she's chosen to work with me on a series of coaching and QTT sessions. So she's inspired me in a lot of ways, actually. But one of the things that she's inspired me to do is to actually talk about QTT and how effective it can be more. Because I realised that although pretty much everything I talk about and write about is informed by QTT and its way of being, because that's just the way I am in the world now, I don't actually often talk about it directly. And I think that I'm doing a disservice to you, to my clients, by not doing that. So that's my commitment to myself, really, is I'm going to talk about it much, much more than I have been. So I wanted to tell you about this particular session. So maybe you can get an idea, a flavour of what's possible. And generally in life, actually all things are possible if we want them badly enough. And I'm not trying to be flip by saying that. Okay, what happened with this lovely client last week is that we reached a stage where we had flushed out, basically. She had flushed out a really deep core wound, something that was set up and taken on a long, long time ago in her life, a child. And it had certainly been compounded by her experience at school. And what was coming up in terms of the feelings around this was really inhibiting her in her daily life, but also in her business, in her practice. She, like me, is a health practitioner, and she is a really talented and special health practitioner. Has had great success on one level, but was feeling very stuck, very inhibited, very small, and unable to go forward because of these feelings and because of the belief that went with these feelings. And once we were able to recognise what that was, then we could relatively quickly transform that. She was able to actually transform that, both the feeling and the belief, within the session. And actually, the whole process can't have taken more than half an hour, actually, although, of course, we had done preparatory work up until that point. So that's one of the things that I absolutely love about QTT, is that the changes take place, and I get to witness them and facilitate them in many ways. I'm a guide. I'm a keeper of a safe place to really flush those things out and recognize both how they may be inhibiting you and also how they actually can be transformed. The energy can be transformed into, in some cases, a really powerful skill rather than something that's sabotaging you or overwhelming you. It's just a question of often changing perspectives and transforming the energy around those feelings. So the feeling that came up for this wonderful practitioner was a really deep feeling of shame. And when she first spoke about it, I witnessed her whole body shrinking into, she literally shrank into herself. Her voice became very small. She was clearly, visibly very upset. And the belief that went with that, because there's nearly always a belief that goes with that kind of feeling, the belief was that I am stupid. I am stupid. And that was preventing her from really showing up and actually literally showing up in some cases. You know, there were some Zoom calls and things like that she was taking part in that she didn't feel able to even keep her camera on. So once we identified that, then we were able to do what's called a quantum release and a belief change all in one. So we were able to transform that energy into something much more positive, much more supportive, and much more enabling. And then once we've done that, we always test it. So we will go back, first of all, and in this case, I asked her to repeat that belief, I am stupid. And having watched her whole body shrink into itself when she said it before, she now was open. She actually found it very difficult to say, not because it was uncomfortable, because it made her laugh. Actually, she started giggling and saying, I'm just mad to say that now. It's just, I just don't feel it at all. So that was beautiful to watch. But she also sent me some feedback a few days later, which I'm going to share with you, some of it. So she says, "Hello, Rebecca. I just wanted to say another huge thank you. I am just blown away. I keep on hearing the same phrase over and over. I don't have to hide anymore. I'm free." My goodness, who knew the session would go that way? I am beyond grateful. I'm so relieved and happy to be rid of it. Thank you, thank you, thank you. It felt like a load of blocks, like 25 breeze blocks have been removed from me. And the freedom I feel in my body and the weight that has been lifted off is unbelievable. And I just keep on hearing, it's safe for me to be seen now. So I thought that was a beautiful bit of feedback. And to be honest, it always really makes me excited and happy and pleased to hear that kind of feedback. It's not unusual from a QTT session to get that level of feedback, which is why I love it so much, because I can feel the results of what's being done in the session. And I know also that the clients that work with me using QTT are going to go away feeling much better able to self-regulate and to have the resources, to access the resources that they need in order to navigate anything else that might come up. And quite often when these really big things come to the surface and they're transformed, then that allows lots of other little smaller things to pop up and often self-resolve very quickly, or we can do another QTT technique that enables them to just move on out or to be understood better so that they're more supportive. So that's my message today, really, is to inspire you perhaps to know that if you are feeling stuck in any way, if you are feeling less than, if you're feeling guilty, any sense of shame, any sense of disablement, disablement, I don't know if that's a word, disabled in any way, so inhibited in any way, not able to do something that part of you really wants to do. If you're not able to break free of things like perhaps very toxic relationships that do not serve you, or a style of parenting that you'd wish you could let go of and that isn't really serving anyone, or perhaps in your job or in your business, anything at all. If there's something that you feel is just repeating, it's just history repeating itself, please don't feel that there's nothing you can do about that, because everything can be transformed, and it is just a question of how we feel about things. It doesn't it doesn't always mean that we have to radically change all our relationships and all our jobs and what we do and all of that. What it often means is we just feel differently about them, so therefore we will do them differently. And that often inspires the people around us to do the same. So everything starts change. Any meaningful change always starts from what we can do within ourselves. And that's what QTT is brilliant at supporting and enabling. So if you want to know more about this, then please get in touch. Do drop a comment in below this video, or you can private message me, you can email me, rebecca@rebeccaatkinson.com, and there's a hyphen in the middle of Rebecca and Atkinson, or just click on the link and book your free clarity call, and we can have a one-to-one chat about how QTT could be supportive to you. That's it. And I'm going to talk more about QTT, and I welcome any questions, by the way. So, if you have any questions, and don't be shy about asking. That's what the calls are for, and that's what the interaction on social media is all about as well. So that's it. I really hope that you are inspired to get some support for anything that you feel is not serving you and is preventing you from experiencing a similar sense of freedom to my wonderful client last week. And I'm wishing you a beautiful week going forward. Enjoy.